Hello, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So thanks again for joining me, everyone. Tonight we are continuing on the garden embroidery. There we go. This is our embroidery of the month. But I wanted to show you all the little baby things I made. So I did end up turning this into a bag, and I'll show you guys that here right now. Okay. So thanks again, everyone, for popping in. So I will be on location tomorrow at my parents' house. So I'll probably just be on YouTube and TikTok, so just to let everyone know. But this is that. Before we get started with the embroidery, I wanted to have a show and tell. So this is that star quilt, baby quilt that I made a long time ago, and I just never liked how it quite turned out. So I turned it into a tote bag. I made some green bias tape, and so the inside is just the inside of the quilt. And then I made boxed corners, and I covered the boxed corners with the bias tape. So there's no lining or anything, just the bias tape covers all the design. And I used up almost all the quilt for this to make this. And there's some little things that I like. Like the handles were made from the edge of the quilt, so this part was actually finished. So I just had to put bias tape on, a few little bits. And then I put stars for the little areas that hold the handles, those little sewn areas. Instead of that square with the X through it, I did stars on those, and here's the back. So this is the main bag that everything will go in. And I had, let's see, oh yeah, so this is all I have left from the quilt. And I think it's just enough to do, we talked about doing a little zipper pouch, just that I can keep somewhere. So we have a little piece to make a zipper pouch, so we'll do that sometime. This is how much bias tape I had left. And on the bias tape note, I ended up making an extra little blankie. This is the other little piece that was left. So it's just a tiny square. But I figured it's a cute size for a blankie, just to kind of hold, just for a little kid could hold, or a little baby could go on. That's just tiny, a tiny little quilt. It's just excess. And again, this edge was already part of the quilt, so it was finished. So I put the bias tape on the rest of it. But I had to, I only had this much, so I made corners how I did the corner here. I did a mitered corner. But then I didn't have enough bias tape. I was this far short. So I'm oh, what do I do? So instead I curved these two corners. And since this is true, oh yeah, a little changing mat, exactly, Blue Moon. But since this is a true bias tape, which means I originally cut the fabric, the strips to make the bias tape, I cut them on a diagonal of the fabric, which is called the bias. And that's the stretchiest part of the fabric, the stretchiest way to cut fabric. And stretchy fabric can go around curves easier. So I got to play with that. I hadn't really spent a lot of time with real bias tape that I could do curves with. So anyway, goofy little blankie, but just another little part of, to go with the bag. And then I have a few other little guys that I made. So this is some of my, these are guys that I had. So this is some fabric that I had from one of our collections years ago. And I just cut out the little alligator, and then one of our alligator stuffed animals. So I'm going to throw those guys in here. I made like this weird kitty head ball a zillion years ago, and I found it in my stuff, and I'm like, oh, that might be fun to just throw in there. Can grab on ears and stuff. So those little goofy toys. Then here, ooh, this is from I got 2 books that were on their registry. So this was on their registry, and The Goodnight Moon was on their registry. And then we have our children's book. This is the book that I illustrated and John's mom wrote, so gotta throw one of those in there. And then here's the blanket that I crocheted. So this is like more of a normal size baby blanket. This is just like the ones that my other brother and I got from my grandma when we were little, but Justin never got one, so now his kid can have one. And this was made with that Chunky Boy, so that crochet handle. So that's what got me through stitching this, because otherwise it would have been way too much for my hands to handle, apparently. So anyway, that is everything. I haven't wrapped it. I don't really know what to do for that yet. I might just stuff it in the bag, and I will stuff everything in the bag, but then I don't know what to do. And I haven't made like tags or anything like that, so I have to do that yet. But anyway, I like how this turned out. It actually turned out smaller than I thought. But I wanted to cut it. There was only a limited way that I could cut it to have a star on both sides. So that's how that worked out. And I still thought it was going to be bigger, but it got smaller and smaller as I did it. So, so that's my show and tell for the night, you guys. Now we can get to embroidery. I'm going to just zoom you in. There we go. Zoom you guys in. So a quick show and tell. So that's the reason for heading out tomorrow. I got a baby shower for my first nephew. I'll be an aunt for the first time. All right, I'm starting right up with this green. Let's get going on this. Yeah, that little teeny blanket made out of the excess, I mean, they can use that for whatever they want. They can use whatever, obviously, for whatever they want. But, yeah, I just figure it could be like a teeny blankie just to hang on to, or just stuff in a stroller or something, or, yeah, changing map, whatever. Just a tiny little extra piece to have somewhere. Loop method. All right, let's finish up this trellis bit, and then I can move on to the French knots, and then we'll be good to go. I'm going to scooch you guys this way a little. Okay. So we are back to all of these tiny little single chain stitches, but we're pretty good on them. Pretty near done. Oh, thanks, Arlene. Yeah, I don't think if they see it early, like I don't think they watch the live every night. So I'm thinking they're probably driving. Ugh, they're a long ways away. They're driving like 8 hours to the baby shower. Yeah, I think it's like an 8-hour drive. So that's intense, I would think. But anyway, so I'm thinking they might even be prepping to drive or driving tonight. So I'm sure they're not watching. And if they see it, then that's fine. I mean, I was posting making the baby blanket on TikTok and stuff. So the crocheted blanket. So I'm sure they've seen that and can conjecture that that's probably for them. And I've probably said it in those videos too. So I think they pretty much know the general realm of what they're going to get from me. But it was definitely fun to crochet again. I love making those chevron blankies. Like, I just think they're just so fun. Uh, and so easy. Like, you just count to 10 and a bunch of times, and it's just relaxing. One of those relaxing ones. And that's what kind of jumped me into getting on the crochet train again. Like, since working on that, I've done that whole entire, finished that doily. I guess I didn't start that. That was my emergency craft project, that doily, that purple doily. I forgot about that. That was sitting around as an emergency craft project. And I'm like, I'm going to finish this. So right after that blanket, I did that doily, finished that up, and then, which took a long time. And then I did those, I'm working on those other doilies right now. So the crochet bug has not gone away. It definitely started it back up. All right. Just checking, make sure I'm not missing anything. We got a few more here, and then let's see. I think we could do that tiny little bit of, I was going to say lattice now, the trellis. Dang, I have like a word, like 6 different words for this. The arch, the trellis, the pergola, the other thing I just said, lattice. Anywho, we don't have that little line here on the lattice because I wanted to stitch all these guys first. Let's get this back stitch. This again is like the densest area of the piece for sure. But it's my favorite part of the piece too. Gosh, I kind of think I'm like running out of green already. What the heck? This might be a thread chicken situation, and I'm not sure we're gonna win it. This is my last piece of green too before I have to get a pile more. Or like cut a new piece, I mean. We'll need it. I mean, we're like, there's a whole pile of green in here yet, so not worried about cutting a piece, but it's always nice to win thread chicken. Back stitches. I am trying to go quickly. We're definitely going into next week, obviously, for this project, since we just have, like, this is hour 4, so in 3 hours, we've gotten this far. So this is definitely a denser piece than our typical pieces. But it's fun to throw those in every once in a while. Have you ever crocheted socks? I have not, Joe. I haven't knit any either. I was thinking I've knit slippers, and I was trying to remember, did I knit those or crochet those? But they were knit. So no. I haven't knit slippers though either, because I don't know. Socks, because handmade socks are always too itchy for me, so I don't ever really wear them. And the idea of having to make 2 of it the same thing annoys me a little bit. Alright, we just got 2 more lazy daisies here, or single chain stitches, sorry. And I think we're gonna have just enough, and then I gotta get, like 2 more back stitches in here. I think it's so cute though. Again, there's this little frond like hanging over the bench. It's cute. so close. Get in there. I still have to get, like, yeah, 2 little back stitches in here. Since it is so busy here, I keep checking back at the pattern just to make sure that I'm getting all the lines, because they are hard to see when it's so, like, congested like this. All right, but there we are. There is our little, I was going to say lattice again. What are we calling it? What's the T one again? Trellis. The trellis. So there we go. Let's weave in the end. Oh, I got a little knot back here too. Oh, I guess it's not really a knot. I just pulled some excess, like some excess thread got stuck in there. All right. Let's do that little scissors. I put you away. Let's do, I want to do that tiny piece of lattice right here. And then we'll do the French knots. Do I have any of that color? No, it's just all longer pieces. Let's see, how many strands do I have left in here? Let's see. I'm kind of thinking, maybe I'll come back to there because I have to cut like a whole new fresh piece that I want to use the loop method for. I suppose I could come over here and do this fence stuff right away and then kind of come back up here. I suppose. Let's do that. Just because I don't have a scrap to use yet for this. Although I could take, okay, maybe I'll do that. All right, I changed my mind. So I pulled a piece out. We will use this for another loop method deal later once we get over to that part. But now that I just have 2 strands here, I'm going to just snip a little piece off of here. Boop. So when I do the loop methods for these, I'll just have like a slightly smaller piece to work with, but I think that'll be fine still. And then this is 2 strands, so I can just get like my couple stitches out of there and be done with it. Then move on. So I'm going to just weave in the end here. If you're not sure what I'm doing here, I on purpose did not stitch a teeny bit of that trellis here because it's because the greenery is going behind it. So I'm like, oh, I'll stitch the greenery first and then I'll come back and stitch that last bit of the trellis. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just literally going to do 3 stitches right on top of it. And it'll look like it's in front of all that greenery. And then the perspective will make sense on this, I think. There we go. So now we connected that line. So this little bit is on top of and in front of the vine, like going up the side, and then the vine has come and gone across the line here. So that's why I wanted to do that piece afterwards. All right, so now let's get to the French knots that are all hiding around here. Oops. Now what? Oh yeah, all these little French knots. So that's going to be with the green. Oh, I have a little bit of green here, but not a ton. So I think I'll use that later. I'm going to start a fresh piece because there are a lot, and that little piece won't last long enough for all those French knots. Oh, Joe says I'm working on knitting a pair of socks. I'm trying to find directions that are easy to understand. Yeah, I have not done socks before. I've seen people having their strategies though for it. So I know there's all sorts of different techniques. That was like super duper popular um, a few years ago. They came out with all that new sock yarn and everything. I remember that. Back then, a lot of people were had all their um, techniques and ideas on that. All right, so I'm gonna just get all of these little guys, and there are a bunch, and it is a little hard to see. I can see the dots on here yet, but I'm gonna use this little bit as a guide just to double check where all the knots are going. So just did my loop method there. First one right there. I think this is just going to add extra little bit of texture. Not like this area needs any more texture, but it's got a little bit more coming to it. Alright, and I think I see one right there. Really, wherever you throw a French knot in here, it's going to look fine. We're just adding basically little, I don't know what these would be, like little grapes or something. Uh-oh, that didn't feel right. Oh, there, we got it. I wonder if this will use up all this thread. French knots, they suck up the floss, that's for sure. This is cute though, I like this. These actually could be like, maybe they're like little flowers, not berries on this. Little blossoms. I think after this one, I will jump down here. A lot of little knots down here. Ugh, this is just making it look so cute though. In there. Okay. Now where? We got one right there. Couple up here yet. Oh, Debbie says I like the patent sock patterns on the Yarnspirations website. I'll have to try socks sometime. I'm a little surprised I haven't done that yet. I think it's mostly because they're kind of scratchy on me, but I bet you now they have just like really soft, nice yarn too. Or just like maybe like a stretchy cotton or something. Something but the wool ones, that all scratches. I think I'm totally yarn chickening this one too. Like, we're gonna have barely enough here for all these French knots, which is nuts. We started out with a long piece, but I suppose there's a lot of French knots here. We covered a lot of ground. It is so pretty though. All right, here, got two here. Oh, and I think that's it. Just these two. Good. One. And this little guy in here. Oh, God, just enough thread. All right, that is looking so cute, I think. All right, I really like that. Hi, Kate and Cassie. All right, so weaving that end, and now what? We have decisions to make now. I think I kind of want to work on the rocks next. Let's see. Okay, so there's that whole upper area. I mean, we could get like this little cardinal, but maybe we wait for those little dudes till the end. I'm kind of thinking we work on these stones just to like finish up this back area. I could maybe do this back fence, but I think that can wait till this whole area is done. I don't think we need to do that right now. It's not going to affect anything. So I think let's just finish the stones. Then we can keep working on this cute little back area. So the stones are all satin stitched. And we can actually like satin stitch in different directions. That'd be kind of cute. So this is our last unopened color. So all right, let's get our nice big piece out of it. I'm going to do that doubling up again so we can do the loop method to start. We might not need any more than this piece for this whole thing. I think the only gray is the stones. Zoop. All right. Thread that up. So, the loop method, again, isn't the greatest for starting satin stitch, but with satin stitch, we can get away with a teeny stitch on the inside. So I'm just going to make a little stitch right here. This might be a little goofy, but I'm just gonna make a stitch in a whole area that we're gonna cover up. So just like that. So that's gonna be my starting. This is actually pretty common for thread painting. All right, I'm gonna start at the bottom. We'll go in just like a vertical direction. So I'm splitting that thread in half again to do that railroad method. So we get the threads laying all nice next to each other, theoretically. Right, and for circles and weird shapes like this, I always kind of like starting in the middle, and I'll work one side, and then I'll come back and do the other side. Oh, all these toys are in my way. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh, that looked funny. Boo! Okay, I'm gonna stick my needle in those loops. There we go. You guys, I finished the Car Master show today, so now I'm out of relaxing reality TV again. Now I'm sad, so a new Great Pottery Throwdown has to come out soon, or something else So I watched um, the Blown Away already, which is the glass blowing. I like those artsy um, craft shows. All right, we got that side done. He looks cute, so sweet. Oh, Blue Moon says I started the pottery show on HBO. Isn't that location? I forget. Or Cornig. Yeah, like the Cornig something something, right? Oh no, is that the Blown Away place? That's the glass place. Never mind. I forget what the name of the place is for the Great Pottery Throwdown or the Pottery Throwdown, whatever. I don't remember what it's called. But that location, that factory that they're working in is so cool. Oh, there's a junior bake off? I don't know if I can watch a junior bake off. I don't I don't really like kid shows like that. I don't know. I don't find like they always trying to be cute and snarky and I don't know. I don't find it cute. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. I think John's watched those ones for like the cooking show, like Master Chef or whatever. I think John's seen some of the kid ones for that and liked them, so I don't know. We'll have to check it out. It is Bake Off still, so that's positive. All right. I'm gonna turn. So, which means that these satin stitches are gonna go in a different direction than the original ones, which I think is kind of cool because the reason with satin stitch that we're going all in the same direction is that like the light can hit it. I mean, it's super subtle, but the light can hit it at the same angle. And so like when you move it, like if you're using like really shiny floss, when you move it, you can see that like shine move. So if you stitch at different angles, like this one is going to be at a different angle, the stitches, then the light hits it differently. So that will shine at a different moment in the light compared to the first one. And these are rocks, so I think that makes sense that they would all be kind of different and sparkle in different ways. So I think we're just going to make them all different directions from one each other, the stitches. Oh, that's a good idea. Linda says, I like wrapping a baby gift in a baby bath towel face cloth for a bow. That's a nice idea. I wonder if I'd have time to get something like that yet. Because that's what I was gonna do in my head. The bag was gonna be a lot bigger, and I'm like, oh my god, this stuff is gonna just drown in the bag, and I can just fill it up with diapers or something. But then the bag ends up being really small, and everything is kind of almost squished in there. It's not really small. It's just it's a normal sized tote. It's like a garbage, like a grocery bag size. I kind of almost modeled it off of a grocery bag, but yeah, I don't know. Not as big as it was in my head. But we're heading out right away, so I don't think we'll be able to get anything in the morning. We'll see. Okay. I'm changing angles again. I'm just randomly kind of picking angles. I just kind of keep rotating so I can stitch vertically, so the angle of my piece is changing. Although I could just, just as easily change the angle of the stitches, but it's easy for me to stitch one vertical thing and know if I'm vertical or not on each side. Like if I start stitching at an angle, like I might be veering the angle a little bit more than if I can see them all like vertically or horizontally, where it's easier for my brain to handle. I like the idea of wrapping this though in a towel or something. I think that'd be nice. And I didn't do a card or anything like that yet, so might have to make a quick Target run or something. Which I don't want to do. I'll have to see. Let's go like this. I suppose I have to figure all that out tonight yet too, huh? Nothing like waiting till the last minute. But it's done. Got it done. We're getting there, I guess. Oh, the Junior Bake Off is British Bake Off adjacent. Yeah, exactly. So it can't be, it's got to be some semblance of good yet. I mean, I'm sure the kid bakers are, I'm sure they're amazing as far as what they make. Stitch on this side. This is going pretty quick for these little rocks. I like them all at different angles. The stitches at different angles. Oh, I should figure out wrapping this before I go because I don't know if my brother and his wife are staying at my parents', but my guess is they probably are, so they might be there already even. Meaning I can't just bring this in for them to see. Ugh. Which may mean that they get just wrapped in, let's do horizontal. They might just get wrapped in, like, paper bags and stuff. That's kind of how I randomly wrap stuff, and then I just wrap a ton of yarn around it or something, and I don't know. Actually, I save like gift bags when we get them and stuff, so maybe I have a baby gift bag. I'll have to look. But yeah, I'm thinking if I wrap it in the brown paper bags and draw all over it, or just put wrap around it, I think it'll get like some goofy looks from the rest of the people at the shower, but I don't know, maybe not. It will be very rugged looking versus like all the sweetness. Oops, shoot. Which I suppose kind of fits the gift a little bit. I don't think the things I put in are like saccharine-y sweet. Ooh, it's Friday in the future for Noeline. Nice. Okay, I think I have... Huh? Maybe we'll stop there. I think that's enough. All right, cute. I like it. A little rock path. I love satin stitch is always kind of like a little raised feeling too, so it's almost like these rocks are kind of laying on top of the surface. Kind of fun. All right, we have about 20 more minutes here. What should we do next? So yesterday I was kind of thinking it'd be nice to get going on like some of these little areas. We could do maybe this back one here and just kind of keep it simple for tonight. We'll probably get this guy done yet. Should we just do that? Move on to the next quadrant, move into the garden. We do gotta get these little dudes around the outside yet, but maybe we just do all those little outside guys later. All right, I'm gonna grab some more. Oh, actually, I'm gonna grab brown. So here's the next part I'm thinking. So now in this part, it does not. Um, oh, Jensers, that's awesome. Jensu says, every day I pass this, I want to do it more and more. Well, you're welcome to join us. I'll be working on it for a whole nother week yet, for sure. But all right, so I'm going to do this little raised bed here. Let's see, what do we think these are? I think they're, well, these are beans. I think we got some eggplants, some tomatoes, and it's late in the season already to have, like, all these all nice. So what would be that small and late in the season? Maybe we planted more lettuce. This is like round 2 of lettuce. That's what I think. All right. So round 2 of lettuce, the second or third planting of lettuce. Let's actually, these could be like kohlrabies or something. That'd be cool too. Anyway, let's do the brown. But this time I don't have it passing behind the tomato plant. You can if you want, kind of like how we did these things here. But the tomato plant is really busy, so I just stopped the lines there. You're welcome to go all the way through, though, like we did up here, but I'm just going to stop at those lines, and that's how we're going to do that. So the tomato plant will just kind of float on the like right over the top of it in like that gap. So, all right, I need some brown for... It's all brown, basically, except for the little... I'm calling them lettuce plants in there. All right, what do we got for brown? Just making my assessment here. That's pretty small. We'll save you for an emergency. And let's just get a new piece from here. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Nolene says, it looks great, so dimensional, with great depth. Loving it. My PDF pattern downloaded and ready to start stitching. Yes. Nice. What's nice with the PDF pattern is you could even like draw in after you like trace the design, you could leave space for like things that are growing in your garden. Like if you want this to be more floral or something, you could, and all that. You can just kind of draw some extra little bits in. All right, so we're just simply back stitching around this guy. Ooh, let's play that game, though, again. How can I get this in, like, one move? I don't think I can. And then back around the bend. That's what we're going to do. Oops. I just unthreaded my needle. I'm trying to think through a path where I don't have to jump around, like the path of, like, the shortest distance without, like, lifting up my pencil, that sort of thing, right? I'm going to start right here. Oh, I think I already screwed it up. Dun, dun, dun. Wait. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah, I screwed it up already. I'm going to start right here. My little plan. All right, let's get that loop method going again. Zoop. All right, we're ready. Love that. Ooh, Nora got hers today. Yay! Oh, Flossie said, I love doing embroidery. It's so satisfying to see others do it. Oh, agreed. I love watching people do embroidery. I follow a bunch of people here that do embroidery and that do lives, and I just, like, watch them live. It's just relaxing. And when you can hear, like, the click of the needle go through and all that, I think that's nice. Oh, how do I get the print on the fabric? We have some special like iron-on toner that we use. And then I have to then I iron them all on. We're actually working on I'm testing out some new fabrics, you guys. I know sometimes this comes out kind of light, which usually is fine, but something as detailed as this, it's a little tricky this light. So I'm testing other fabric. And I tested it today, and I ran it through the wash just to see if it, smears or goes away or anything like that, and I think it's pretty good. Ooh, wait, my path, I was going to go up this way, and I was going to come back and do that last line later. So, wondering what you guys think about a fabric change. I know a bunch of you have been working with this fabric for a while and have maybe projects, but I think I'll still have, even if I do change fabric, so we'll probably have some sort of, I'm just making this up right now, but you guys are my core peeps here that get all the news first, so, but I'm literally just making this up now. I think if we do change fabric, I would probably have a super drastic sale on all of our kits, a big sale, so you can snag up any kits you want for way cheaper, and then I'll replace them all with, after those are gone, I'll replace them with the new fabric. But for anyone who's working on a project that they want the fabric consistent, I'll have the old fabric available, I think, by the yard and by the little, the squares still, where you can buy the squares by itself, the 10, 11-inch squares. I don't know. Let me know how that sounds. But I do think that this new fabric is going to, you'll see the design really, really well. But the line weight will still be nice and thin, so your stitches will cover them up still. But they'll just be a little bit more visible. It will be a lighter, or not a heavier weight, but a more densely woven, so closer to a quilting cotton. So I don't know. I was testing a little bit of that today. I'm still a little undecided on it all. So if you guys let me know. You used to have a finer woven fabric that the printing was crisp on. I'm finding this one, difficult to see. Yeah, this one's tough, a little, I think it's just because it's so busy, it's tougher to see. So I apologize for that. That's why I want to, a few people have said that it's hard how light the prints are. In some realms it's nice because it kind of, ultimately will fade away a little bit. But if your stitches are going to kind of cover it anyway, then I think it might be helpful to have it a little darker, which would require me to have a different fabric. But it will be more of a quilting weight fabric, less of an airy muslin, which is kind of a little bit more of what we have now. So I don't know. I think we might do that. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated, but I know some people are using this fabric for larger projects, so it will still be available, but it won't be printed on it then, but it'll be available as the squares still and as yardage then too. Okay, so Sheila says it would be nice to buy the fabric by the yard as well as the squares. Okay, that's good to know. So I would have, what I'll probably eventually do when I do this, I have another question that goes with that, but when I do this, I'll probably have them available in both. So I'll have yardage of this and yardage of the new fabric, and then squares of this fabric and then squares of the new fabric. And then in the shop, there'll be a little pull down where you can decide, do you want the, which one? I think we'll probably do it that way. But like I'm literally making this up right now. And then just out of curiosity, maybe I'll get a few more samples and then we can decide here together. But like, if I did change the fabric, would you want a sort of cream color yet or like a white? And in my head, I'm thinking the white, just because I think it's probably most versatile. So everything would be like lighter than this now. But I don't know. A little off-white is kind of pretty still. But I suppose, yeah, it might be just more flexible for everyone if it's on the white. And maybe we actually, like, different kits have different colors, and that could be kind of fun if it works for that kit. So playing around with those things. So if you have told me that it's too light, or that you're not sure, like, if you like it like this, I am listening, and I'm testing out some things for that. Catherine says off-white or cream. Yeah, it'd be kind of nice to have both. Like, some I think it's, like, this I think is pretty on, like, a cream. It makes it feel, like, a little more vintage and fun. But some might be nice on really bright white, and some might actually be nice on, like, a color, like, a limited edition kit or something that we do on like green or something would be cool. Oh, that makes sense, Sheila. If we enlarge the design, we might need a larger square. So yeah, if you have a PDF that you're enlarging and want to use the same fabric, that's true. That'd be a good reason to have the yardage available. Blue Moon says I often use pencil really light. Yeah, I love tracing in pencil. That's my first. I mean, I trace in water-soluble marker sometimes when I'm tracing a PDF. But yeah, I love just using a mechanical pencil. Just, they always stay nice and sharp, and tracing designs with that I find like really nice. And those kind of rub away after a little while, which is nice too. Do I use floss gloss? I do have, let's see, I have some here. I have to talk to my brother again, but my brother is going to make some. I got to talk to him, though, and it's getting kind of late, but I got to talk to him about that. But I think he's going to be working on some more, so we can have some, like, penguin and fish versions. This is one of his, and him and his girlfriend. And I think they're going to play around with it. Like, I think they're going to try adding, like, some coconut oil and stuff to it. I don't know. I got to talk to them. But I don't use it all that often just because it doesn't come to my mind immediately. Just because I'm not used to using it. But when I remember, I like using it, and it just always smells so good. Hello, user. All right, here again, it's just a little tricky because I gotta look over all of my stitches, but we are gonna get 3 little leaves hiding in here. I'm calling it my 3rd planting of lettuce. That's what I'm deciding these are. Oh, interesting. Arlene says off-white in this pattern is country, and the white pictured garden looks city like this. Oh, I suppose this is supposed to be sort of the same, but yeah. Like on here, looks more city. More little single chain stitches. I mean, these are basically lazy daisies. Oh, this is the right color green. Yeah, I forgot to check. Like, oh wait, we got 2 greens going here in this. So I think I'll just finish up these 3 little plants in this back, what are these called again? Oh my god, I can tell it's late. What are these raised boxes? Oh my god. Wait, yeah, that's what they're called. Oh my gosh, you guys. And these raised beds, that's what I'm trying to think of. These raised beds. We'll finish this raised bed of stuff and call it a night. So then tomorrow, oh, just if you missed this, tomorrow I'm going to be on location. I'm hoping everything works out. If not, I will, I don't know, notify people somehow. But I will be live on just YouTube and TikTok again, like how I've been when I'm on location. On location at my parents' house, so. Going to the baby shower. So yeah, so tomorrow we will work on this a little bit more. I don't know what area next. I'm kind of feeling this beanstalk area, but we'll see. I like how these loops look on top of these other stitches. I think it's so cute. Oh, there's not another one there. Just the two. So, all right, there we are. Let's weave in the end. Unless we want to leave that green. Nah, we'll come back. I'm like, I could just leave this on the needle and start the tomatoes or something right after and still use this green, but I'm going to just weave it in and we'll start fresh. I think that's fine. Especially since I'm traveling. We'll let it be. All right, but cute. Our garden is coming together here. So, all right, everyone. Okay, so I think we're getting there with this, slowly but surely, but I really love the back area that we do have together here. I think it's looking super cute. I love just the density of that back trellis area, so that's fun. So awesome, you guys. Thank you again for joining me. I will be back on Monday, but I'll be on location tomorrow yet, but after that, we'll be back here on Monday. So awesome. Thank you guys again, and I will see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Have a lovely evening. Good night.